and a few weeks ago I was abroad. What the fuck is that? You fucking cunt! Where did you hide that? A few weeks ago, a new pistol dropped, and a few weeks ago, I was abroad, so there was no upload.
I'm not even sorry.
So it's time for a pistol review. Now I've got this weapon class platinum, so I'd like to think that I know this weapon class intimately.
Ha! Gay!
So let's break down the experience of unlocking it, ranking it up, and ultimately killing some scrubs.
Molotov! Watch out!
I'll leave my build at the end of the video, so make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, and if you don't want to do any of that, then just leave a hateful comment. Let's talk about unlocking. There's two ways to do this. It's part of the Season 5 challenge event thingy, and it's part of the suppressed MP5 challenge. After a couple of other challenges being first completed, you've then got to get some pistol headshots. I'd suggest a deagle or a snake shot, as both will one-tap headshot, though I'll admit snake shot is a touch easier. I know you have snake shot, by the way. You fuckers were lining up in DMZ en masse when that got an accidental buff. Or you can unlock it the second way. Get a buddy to do all the hard work and just drop it for you in DMZ. The dream of ranking it up quickly goes where all other dreams go to die. Shipment. And the US. Initially, I was really impressed with this weapon, dealing a naughty 40 damage at a reasonable fire rate. More on that fire rate later. I found myself keeping up with SMGs and other ARs somewhat comfortably. When I say comfortable, that's not arrogance, by the way. It's just in every game since Black Ops 2, I've got the pistols platinum, so it really is second nature to me. And I feel as if using this particular pistol doesn't push those skills to the max as, say, something like a Basilisk would. Like with all pistols, I really struggled against shotguns. 55 damage to the head on this pistol is quite frankly pitiful. It means you need 2 headshots to change this weapon from a 3-shot to kill to a 2-shot kill. I mean, you've already died, spawned, and died twice in the time it takes to finish this sentence on shipment against a shotgun. Another thing I really struggled with in ranking this weapon up was the melee spam. In hindsight, I reckon a riot shield on my back would have helped me match their sweat levels and make it a little easier. I recommend this if you don't mind ruining people's days. But, alas, I quickly came up with a counter to the melee mayhem, which also allowed me to stack up the XP on the weapon. Yep, one of my favourite parts of this PTSD-inducing nightmare was the part where I was countering melee attackers with a very simple strategy. The muzzle brake bonks! Listen to me when I'm talking to you. There aren't many things I find funnier than seeing a knife-wielding psychopath run at you only to cut them down in their tracks with the butt of your pistol, hitting them on the nose like a bad dog with a newspaper. Down boy! Anyway, moments like this made me forget the hell I was in, only momentarily though, but then it all came screaming back. Minutes felt like weeks. I was running around like the SS, playing hide and seek with those unfortunate souls camping the containers. I really had to concentrate, if you get my drift. There were so many times I was spawning in the back of a container and wasn't able to get out because of a teammate blocking the exit. I was trapped in the back of what felt like a tin of sardines. There's more salt in a COD lobby than there is the Dead Sea. There's people outside that are staring at me. Oh, no, one's just smiled. Obviously they're waiting for a taxi. Just point the gun at them, shouldn't I? Go away. Go away. You ever see that picture of Daniel Radcliffe with the 2 guns? Go away. Go away. But I finally unlocked the long fire barrel, which meant I could go into normal multiplayer and try this sucker out. Now on all the other pistols, having the long barrel makes the weapon so much more versatile, means you can do pretty much anything with a minimal penalty. However, this was not the case on this particular weapon, because putting the long fire on made this weapon so slow, like ridiculously slow. It felt like I was running around with an LMG, and I mean that not as an exaggeration, but to be as descriptive as possible as to why not to use this particular barrel. And I found myself falling in love with the competition barrel, because at the end of the day, the competition barrel gives you 3 attachments. It gives you a long barrel, it gives you some sort of like compensator which helps with the recoil, as well as the normal barrel effects, and if you don't put a sight on there, you get a nice clean red dot sight by default. So putting the long barrel on there, the long fire barrel, made it so I would lose 2 attachments essentially, and lose what felt like a lot of versatility in having the pistol. So yeah, no point of having a pistol in my pocket if I can't do anything at close range with it. And now it's time for the build. Now I could show you all these little icons, put them in the corner of a screen and then get on with the video, but I do actually want to talk you through it. This pistol at its best when it's spammable, and when I say spammable, I mean get it in people's faces, fire it as fast as you can, and then get out of there. Now the first thing you're going to need for that is the 26 round mag. That's going to make this weapon very forgiving, it's going to make this weapon very spammable, and it's just going to give you error to miss, like scope to miss, and if you are hitting all your shots, you're going to be able to drop 3-4 people with it, so that's always good. Means it's got some showreel potential. Get them shots up, boys, I want to see it. Next is the Rapid 30 trigger. The reason we're using this is it's going to up its fire rate by nearly 200. Its fire rate is going to go up to an absolutely mental 545 rounds per minute with this rapid trigger on. Just for context, my favorite pistol, the P890, that's only 353. So absolutely mad. Now of course the X12 does have a bit faster going here, but at the same time, it's fine. It's absolutely fine. The next thing we're going to talk about is that FT competition barrel. Personally, my favorite one. These two are okay, but they're not fantastic. This is just everything that you want from it. This is really good for the spammability as well. The only thing that I don't like about this is that it does kind of hamper your hip recoil control, which is important to this build, because like I say, you want to be up close and not giving yourself much of an opportunity to miss. Long fire though, what it does on the tin is really good. It gives you a good bit range and it does improve those stats really well. However, for me personally, it just makes the weapon far too slow. The laser that I'm going for is going to be the 1mm pistol laser. And the reason I'm going for this is purely because of the fact, yes, you've got the laser there, but you're going to be pulling this out as a quick draw more often than not anyway, so you don't need to worry about people seeing the laser, because by the time they see it, they should already be dying. And this is going to give you the best hip fire recoil control as well. Next is going to be the Daemon hand, or Daemon hand, however you pronounce it. It's like aluminium and aluminum, depending on what side of the ocean you're from. But for me, having the fast draw is one of the most overpowered things in the game, in my personal opinion, and that's purely because of how quickly you can switch your weapon, unless you're maining the pistol and having it out the entire time. If that was to be the situation, I would probably go with something that's going to give you that, which one is it? This one. I would probably go for the Sergeant grip, and that's just going to give you a bit faster aim down sight speed, and it's going to give you just a bit more sprint to fire speed as well, because if you run around with a pistol, speed's your main thing really, so you want to be able to sprint to fire quickly and aim down sight quickly as well. Most people don't see pistols as a first choice in most FPS games, due to them literally being a sidearm. But let's chat about ways to break this way of thinking. When used in certain ways, the pistol can easily go toe-to-toe with our main weapon counterparts.
Whether it's taking pot shots at snipers.
My god, I've just one-on-one a sniper.
Wow, it's spraying those SMGs with a quick trigger finger.
You shouldn't be swapping to your pistol reluctantly, thinking it's like shooting a water pistol and doing fuck all. As you saw, even a BB gun hurts.
You fucking cunt! So whether it be swapping to your pistol on a pinch, or outright maining the pistol, a pistol should never be slept on. Unless of course you're in the US.
In conclusion, this pistol is bang average. I've heard a lot of people saying that they really like it and they think it's the best one in the game. I, however, do not think this. I think it is average. I don't think it's strong enough to be a P890. I don't think it's fast enough to be a X12 or X13. Both of those weapons have much faster, I was going to say frames per second there. Both weapons have much faster rates of fire, and ultimately, it just isn't excelling in enough areas to justify using, in my personal opinion, of having all the other platinum pistols. But if you like a pistol that has a bit more damage than an X12 and a bit more fire rate than the P890, then this is the pistol for you. And it is good for being in the middle, though it's average, it is what you would expect. If you're someone who doesn't use pistols very often, this is the one to go for. It's got a very generous mag, it's got a very generous fire rate, and it's very forgiving if you're going to spam fire people with it. It's not like a P890 where if you miss a couple of shots you ran out of ammo. It's not going to be like an X12 where if you hit 3 shots you might not kill them. This is a good blend for in the middle, and if you're not a pistol wielding expert, you're not someone who pulls out a pistol regularly, and you're only using it to fill out a class, this pistol could be for you.
That concludes this video, chaps, but there is a blooper reel right at the end. But before we get into that, if you enjoyed the video, make sure you hit that like button below. Consider subscribing if you're new here, or I'll go all American on your ass. Like, where the fuck did you stop that? Can't have been up your arse crack. Oh, it wasn't up your arse crack, was it? Oh, fucking hell. Oh, yeah. Can I keep this? Intimately.
No.
You in DMZ. Apart from me dislocating my finger, that was alright.
Like
There's a fucking spider in this. As that camera goes on, man, it's your brain. Honestly, mate, you will eventually be in front of the camera at some stage, right? And your brain will just freeze.
Nope. I'm still not there. Get your fuck back together, please. Thank you.
You wrote the line.